Hey, good evening, folks. How you doing? It's Rob. I can't remember what evening of the week is. I think it's Wednesday evening. And I'd like to celebrate with you because it's raining. Now, for many of you who are watching this, you're like, celebrating? It's raining? But for those of you who are in South Africa, you will know exactly what I mean. I haven't seen real rain here in South Africa for a month. And I'm pretty sure it's raining in Cape Town and they don't have much water left at all. So hopefully their reservoirs, dams, lakes, rivers, whatever else are being filled as well. So it's raining and that's really, really, really exciting. I wonder what you've been at this week. Certainly Mark and I and Elise in the sleep coach business and in Tetrakey have been pushing super hard. In fact, I think I've had 7 hours sleep in the past 2 days. That's not a boast. We're at that final stage. You know the final stage where you just got to put in that extra little bit and something will be done. Well, something is getting close to being done, and I mean super, 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 super close. We'll tell you more about that over the next week or so, but we are so close to having some new cool things available for you. Truly, I think we're going to be disrupting how the performance and coaching and business space operates going forwards. I'm really, really, really excited. And what I wanted to talk to you about tonight is around the thought of being macro and micro focused. Now, my reason for why is because we all have an ability to do one stronger than the other. In fact, organizations even take on an ability to do one better than the other. And you see, I want a yacht. I either would like a Beneteau Oceanis 62 or a Beneteau Sense 51. Those the yacht I want. And 2022 is, well, I want to have the yacht by January 2022. That's my goal. So I've got this big goal, this macro thing. I know exactly how I want the world to look then, how I want it to measure, how I want it to feel, what I want to have in place. And I've got all of this stuff macro-wise, and it's really, really easy to lose yourself into that. And the businesses I work with often lose themselves into the future. They get very excited about their 2025 strategy. And you see, here's the thing, is that you can believe as much as you like, because you see, I believe that I'm going to have this boat. There's businesses I've worked in that believe they're going to get their 2025 goals in their strategy. But belief simply is not good enough. In fact, belief without action is just a fool's work. And so where is this action and what is this action? Well, we tend to talk about our belief, our goal, our end in mind in large word terms. So we may well go and use some brush strokes, I suppose, to describe it. But I haven't told you what I want to do with the boat yet. But where's the difference really made? The difference is really, really made by being micro-focused at the same time as being macro-focused and being able to chunk back into your world what it is that you need to achieve in the next, I'm going to say, 8 weeks for the whole of your business. And ultimately, if you want your business or your life to do something different and be something better or different in a period of time's time, people are going to have to start changing what they do in terms of their working behavior now, because otherwise they'll just carry on doing what they're doing. We'll end up getting what we've always got. In fact, we'll actually end up getting worse than what we've always got. And so in the next 8 weeks, now what usually happens is we go and share the vision, share the goal with all these people, and we speak to it, and we motivate, and we give people belief and inspiration and motivation, and then we expect them to go back and change what they're doing to help us achieve it, change it starting from now, and then they don't. Because see, people don't like change. They get very comfortable doing their work just like they do their work. Just like you and I get very comfortable doing something the same way. I mean, how many different ways do you travel to work, for instance? People get used to having meetings of a certain length of time. Maybe they get even used to a certain quantity of meetings. They get used to running their diary in the same way, to greeting and hanging out and working with the same people in the same way, to going about their sales processes and sales quantities in the same way. And to get them to change can take an amazing amount of time. Now, it doesn't have to. If you as the leader express, or the business owner, or even for yourself, express what that end in mind is, that macro focus is, and you talk about it and you motivate it. If you want people to start acting it, you personally and humanly, individually need to hold accountable for becoming exceptionally micro-focused now. What will your business achieve that is different in the next 8 weeks, specifically? Now, if you've got a large business like a corporation, you're going to need to do that by sub-department, the whole way across your business, and ensure that all of those bits of the jigsaw puzzle come together. You're probably going to need to do that yourself in partnership with your heads of department. And here's the reason why. Otherwise, your heads of department will prioritise it as they've always prioritised it, which means it'll happen sometime in the next 8 weeks. They might get an idea of what they want to achieve in the next 8 weeks, and the next 8 weeks is gone. They'll also go about approaching it in the same way they always approach it. And normally what that is they get lost in big words that are non-specific and involve really no change. They say all the right things and not in the right way, but actually really don't go and achieve what it is that you need to achieve. So you need to get people to get micro-specific in 48 hours or less of what it is they are going to achieve that's different in the next 8 weeks. That will include how practically and physically they will use their time differently. So how do they currently use it? How are they going to be using it to achieve that? And you're going to want them to get really, 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 really specific. I'm working in a couple of businesses at this point in time who are at, one who is still at this, we have the 2025 vision, and frankly, they're already 2 years into this 2025 vision, and the likelihood of them achieving it is very slim, because really they've changed nothing in the principles and practices and daily specific 8 weeks time usage of how their business runs. I mean, another business who's so micro-focused on the today that they never lift their head up and look to that future. They never go and say, they always do today just like today. They're like here. And they really don't know what they want. So how do they know that they're doing the right thing? And so your job as a business owner, as a person, as a leader in a business, is to have the ability to be macro-focused and specifically micro-focused in a very exact manner with your people now for the next 8 weeks. That really, really is your job. Now, Mark and I have been doing this, so I want to share something with you. So Mark and I have a series of goals. You wouldn't expect anything less. Ends in mind and objectives that span out over the next 2 to 3 years, I suppose. And we've been getting together quite a lot recently. And here's what I've done and what Mark and I have each. And this takes us through from early November through to the 1st of January. And so we've got micro-specific. We've built lists for ourselves and prioritised them. I don't know if you can see that or not on one side. Prioritised them as to what needs to happen, by when, exactly, and down to the smallest possible detail. So, for instance, registering a closed Facebook group is on there. It's not just providing new social media opportunities. That's too big, too wide. We need to get much, much more specific than that. Uploading content to Vimeo. Well, that's very broad, so I've then got upload content piece and a name next to it and a date. And again, it's almost like an amazingly specific to-do list. So what's that doing for us? Well, in the next 2 months, Mark and I, through taking this principle and practice of having a macro end in mind and then having an 8-week specific, I suppose, prioritised to-do list, we will likely achieve in Tetrakey in the next 2 months what most businesses will struggle to achieve in 2018. We know exactly what we need to do to go and make our goals turn into reality. And we know that because we've got really, really, really specific with the exact actions that we need to take in what quality and quantity. So we've worked backwards. So my question for you is, in your business, how do you know that what you're doing in the next 8 weeks is right? And no matter what the size of your business is, if you can't start articulating that in those specific manners in the next 48 hours, well, we may as well pour some gas over your 2025 vision or goal and just simply set light to it. So that's it. Be macro and micro focused. Build out your lists, build out your to-dos, and ensure everybody in your business has exact specific actions to take that will be the first things that create the difference that makes the difference for your macro end in mind. That's it from me this evening. I'm actually going to get more than 3.5 hours sleep tonight. I've got a couple of presentations to prepare and some clients to see tomorrow. So that's really, really exciting. And I am on my way to Seattle and Portland Sunday morning, I think, for a couple of weeks. So on that note, if you are in Seattle and Portland and you fancy doing some networking, having a beer, sharing a bite to eat, catching up in general and finding out about what next for Tetrakey and what opportunities we may well have for you and your business, drop me a message and I will make some time to say hi in my busy schedule. So stay well, stay amazing, and I look forward to seeing all of you very, very soon.